My name's Elliot Mann, and this is my project Sandboard. Sandboard is a dune surfing and grappling game set in a fantasy desert. The player automatically surfs forward just by looking in a direction, and will go faster down slopes and slower up slopes. Then you can also use your grapple hands to kind of pull yourself where you want to go. They're also really useful for getting over gaps, staying in the air for longer. For the new update I'm working on, I'm actually adding more functionality for them, so now you can actually grapple onto animals to follow them around. I developed this project in my first year at the University of York and have continued development on it ever since, so now it's a bit more of a passion project. The game currently includes 3 levels. The first one is Arches, which is a smooth sort of entry point for players to kind of get accustomed to the surfing and grappling. Then you've got Sandstream, which I added in the most recent update. This one features a giant sandworm and a bunch of little targets you can shoot to open doors and that sort of thing. And then finally there's Ravine Town, which is a tougher level for people who've gotten a bit more experience with grappling. This project's development began with actually creating the movement system. This is probably what I spent like 75% of the time in development actually working on. So first I implemented the surfing, which took a long time and a lot of little tweaks to the movement. And then I implemented the grappling. And the grappling kind of adds a bit more skill to it and gives the player something to do with their hands while they're standing still. The whole movement system is designed so that the player kind of feels like they're really in the world, since in real life you'll just be standing still and moving around with your hands. And that's the exact same thing the character will be doing in the game world as well. So unlike other games where you might run by shaking your hands or something like that, you're actually doing everything the character in the game is doing, which really helps with immersion. I also added a bunch of other features like haptics, so the controllers will buzz when you actually fire your grapple, so you can kind of feel it leave your hand and then come back. You can also hear the sand underneath your board as you surf. Other fauna and surfers in the level will kind of build the world around you. You can see them surfing alongside you, and you can hitch a ride on some of them. The giant worm in the Sandstream level kind of acts as a big set piece, and then at the end of the level comes back for you to hitch a ride on his back. Level design proved to be really challenging for me, as it took a lot of time just to actually block things out. But in the end, having the movement system already done made it just that much easier to throw down a level and get moving with it. I developed the project in Unreal Engine 4 with a Quest 2 headset. I created all the 3D models and animations in Blender, the textures in GIMP and Photoshop, and I created the soundtrack in Logic Pro using synths like Massive and Alchemy. I'm currently working on the 1.2 update, and in this update there will be new things like grappling onto animals, a new level, gliding, and zip lines. So yeah, that's Sandboard. Thank you for your time and for judging my project.